Masks are now required everywhere statewide while inside at public places. I'm Stephanie Wade, talking with businesses on how they're adjusting.
It's Black Restaurant Week in the city. I'm Troy Washington, working for you downtown to show why the pandemic is making this year extra special.
Coming up, we're working to get answers about a stalled hotel project in Speedway.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, wearing a mask is now mandatory in the state of Indiana to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. The mandate Monday as reports of new coronavirus cases remain higher than in months prior.
RTV6's Stephanie Wade speaks with businesses in Hamilton County adjusting to the new normal and talking with city council members on how they are implementing the mandate.
Starting this week, masks are required everywhere statewide while inside at public places. We're breaking down the do's and don'ts and talking with businesses on how they're adjusting to the new standards. Offering massages, facials, and other treatments, Ella Bardo in the Imperial Spa in the Carmel City Center has been majorly impacted by the pandemic. For that reason, they've had to implement many safety precautions, including face masks.
We immediately have them wash their hands, we take their temperature, and we also have masks available for free. So I know it's hard with everybody adjusting right now. I'll sometimes still forget my mask in the car. So we have the free ones, and then we also have the cute ones if people want to buy those.
City Councilor Bruce Kimball says the city has a campaign, Wearing is Caring, with signs up and down the Monon Trail. Plus, the Carmel Fire and Police Departments have been working at different community events, trying to educate people and hand out free masks. According to the statewide mandate issued by Governor Holcomb, anyone older than 8 years old is required to wear a mask in public indoor spaces, on public transit, and outside when it's not possible to socially distance. Exemptions apply when you are eating, drinking, or participating in strenuous activity.
We passed a resolution very early asking people to wear masks. But again, we had been locked up and things were starting to drop. But now we're seeing things starting to move back up. So I think people are realizing the virus hasn't gone away. And if we really want to get back to semi-normal before the vaccine comes out, that we really do need to take the mask seriously.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And face masks will be mandatory until at least August 26th. Officials say that date may change depending on the state's COVID-19 numbers. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, masks are effective because coronavirus is spread mainly from person to person through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks, or raises their voice. State and local health departments are charged with enforcing compliance through education. According to the executive order, violators will not face jail time or a fine.
Coronavirus numbers are still climbing in Indiana, both deaths and cases. The state reported a big increase in deaths today over the past couple of days. 16 more Hoosiers have died. Those deaths took place between July 12th and yesterday. 2,725 people have died from COVID-19 in Indiana. And another big jump in new cases of COVID-19, 809 new cases all recorded yesterday. That brings the statewide total to well over 63,000. The overall positivity rate is 8.9%. Now here's a closer look at who is testing positive. The highest percentage is in the 20 to 29 age group, 18%. That's a slight increase from Friday. The 0 to 19 group has also seen a slight increase as well since Friday. This chart represents the age groups testing positive at the highest levels. Plans to reopen schools remain flexible as health officials keep an eye on the COVID-19 cases. Only on RTV6, our Rafael Sanchez had the opportunity to talk one-on-one with Dr. Deborah Birx. She's one of the top doctors on the White House Coronavirus Task Force. We know your child's health is a priority, so we had many questions regarding whether this is the right time to open schools, considering the spike in COVID-19 cases.
My wife's a kindergarten teacher.
Yes.
Before COVID-19, sometime in October, she would come home sick with some sort of cough or cold. She has the cutest kids in America. The cutest kids in America. But those classrooms are petri dishes for illness. Knowing that, Doc, how can then we make sure that those classrooms are safe for those teachers, staff, moms, dads, daycare providers. How does that really work when we already know the science tells us that those classrooms are petri dishes?
Well, I've been encouraged to hear from daycare providers in different parts of the United States where they have been caring for essential workers and emergency first-line workers from the beginning. And they've been able to create safe environments. Now, it's different, and I've heard them talk about how they've spaced children in their arrivals and spaced them in their dismissals, and they haven't had to deal with buses and other issues like that. I think we can learn from that. We can learn where are the most problems, and that's what's in the CDC guidelines. Where do we have to most protect the children? And I think what people are learning about is how to disinfect the bathrooms, how to disinfect the classrooms, and really how to social distance children. The risk will never be zero. The question is, can we protect those who need our protection to make sure that they don't get infected? And can we create early warning systems where you can have and find out, well, this one classroom has COVID, but all the other classrooms, there's no children with COVID.
And Dr. Burke says that she can't guarantee that children won't get COVID-19, just like she can't guarantee they won't get the flu when flu season begins later this year. As the new school year approaches, you can find the latest information from local school districts and tips to navigate this unprecedented year at theindychannel.com/back-to-school, safely back to school. And also, as part of our Safely Back to School initiative, we want to tell you about a back to school town hall brought to you by our partners at Radio 1. Hear from local leaders in education and healthcare and get important information and best practices to help keep your children safe. The Radio 1 Back to School Town Hall is Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. You can listen live on Hot 96.3, AM 1310 The Light, 106.7 WTLC, and the RTV6 Facebook page.
New information tonight about a deadly shooting that happened in Carmel Monday morning. Carmel police say this stemmed from a domestic situation before the suspect threatened suicide. When officers arrived in the Spring Creek neighborhood near 146th Street and Hazeldale Parkway, they found two women who had been shot. One was dead. Officers then located the suspect nearby who was still armed. They say 26-year-old Julio Cesar Virula led them on a brief chase. Carmel police said that to prevent further danger, an officer discharged his weapon. Virula was pronounced dead. The deceased victim is identified as 28-year-old Taylor Lee Cox. Now, the other woman was not seriously injured. RTV6 followed up with the Carmel police. We wanted to know if the officer discharging his weapon led to the death of the suspect. Carmel police said they need to wait for an autopsy. And Metro Police are investigating a deadly shooting on the city's east side. It happened in the 1800 block of Rule Street Road around 3:15. One victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Another was taken to the hospital. We are still waiting for more details about the incident.
Tonight, an Indianapolis man is dead and his female passenger in critical condition after a construction zone crash on I-65 on the city's south side. This happened in the southbound lanes at the Southport Road exit just after 10 a.m. Police say 22-year-old Tiberius Garrett lost control of the car he was driving and slid sideways into the back of a trailer attached to a parked construction vehicle on the side of the road. Garrett died at the scene. No construction workers were hurt. State police want to remind everyone to be aware of road work around the state.
We're right in the middle of construction zones and our crews are very busy. We're asking people to slow down, pay attention. The zones change quickly and we want people to get through them safely.
The southbound lanes of I-65 were restricted for more than 3 hours.
4 women who accused State Attorney General Curtis Hill of sexually assaulting them at a party more than 2 years ago are suing Hill once again. The lawsuit was filed earlier this month in Marion County Civil Court after a similar case was thrown out by a federal judge last month. The allegations were made by State Representative Mara Candelaria Reardon and 3 other women. The new lawsuit accuses Hill of battery, defamation, and false light invasion of privacy. Hill has denied the allegations and has not been charged with any crime. His law license was suspended earlier this year for 30 days by the Indiana Supreme Court for violating the rules of professional conduct. He also lost his bid for re-election when state Republicans chose to nominate Todd Rokita as their candidate for the office.
It is Black Restaurant Week. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to highlight some of the businesses taking part in what they are calling a much-needed week. She shows us why owners are happy about the extra attention this year.
Black Restaurant Week means extra shine for spots who definitely could use the extra love.
Well, right now it's most important that we help black businesses because 60% of them are going out of business.
Alton Wilson is a teasing expert at Tease Me Cafe, where the coronavirus isn't keeping customers away, but employees are doing all they can to make sure everyone enjoys the experience of dining with them.
Tea is not coffee. You know, when you drink a tea, it takes 3 minutes to 10 minutes to get a cup of tea. So already right there, you gotta slow down. You gotta take a breath, you gotta inhale it. And our teas, since they're loose leaf, they're high quality. Whatever they smell like, they taste like.
Black Restaurant Week is not new, but this year the highlight is needed since COVID-19 has hit some restaurants hard.
With the coronavirus, we have been picking up lately. So originally we were only doing to-go only for the first 3 months. And we noticed a 75% decrease in our business.
Austin Bonds is the general manager over at Maxine's Chicken and Waffles. He says he does worry with all the changes when it comes to shutting down dining, opening again, then slowing down the reopening process.
We're just trying to capitalize on anything possible. We have to be creative in the way we generate sales.
For him, it's weeks like this that makes all the difference. He says last year his restaurant saw a 25% increase because of Black Restaurant Week, a boost he says he could really use right now. Working for you downtown, Troy Washington, RTV6.
This year, organizers have waived registration fees for restaurants and opened registration to food trucks and meal prep services. We've got a list of the participating restaurants on our website, theindychannel.com. Still ahead here on RTV6, it's been stalled for months. Metal and concrete right across the street from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. RTV6 is working for you and asking what it will take to get work on the hotel moving again.
Could a name change be in the works for the Indianapolis Indians? The new info the team released today. Kevin.
And Amanda, a great day turns into a great night. Temperatures at 85 now. Forecast is for cooler temperatures with one exception. I'll talk about that coming up.
How does this sound? Land a job while social distancing at the Hiring Hoosiers Employment Opportunity Fair. RTV6 and the Indiana Black Expo are teaming up for a virtual job fair. It's Thursday from noon until 4 p.m. Quality employers are coming together to help you take the next steps in your career. And immediate job openings are available. To get connected, visit IndianaBlackExpo.com. It's been sitting there for months. The unfinished, stalled but much anticipated new hotel in Speedway. It's located right across from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and was initially scheduled to be finished and open by now. RTV6's Megan Saint-Torm is working for you with new info about what could get work moving again.
It's been almost a year since anyone has seen construction crews working on this hotel behind me, and some are wondering when, if ever, it will be finished.
The seasons have changed, but the skeleton of this future hotel has stayed the same month after month.
I don't think I've ever seen people working at the construction site. I moved in last fall.
It's kind of an eyesore, but it's probably got the making of something really spectacular if it gets finished.
People who live in Speedway now wondering what's next for this prime piece of real estate right across from IMS.
Out of all the corners in Speedway, I mean, that's probably the most iconic. It's right at the main entry of the Indy 500.
Back in January, town leaders said the developer, Loftus Robinson, was facing financing issues, but they were expecting the company to submit a catch-up plan to get the project back on track. It's unclear if that happened. Town leaders provided an update at a redevelopment commission meeting last week, saying the contracts are being reviewed by legal teams, but there is a potential partner in place that's negotiating with Loftus Robinson, and if that works out, it could get this project moving again.
There's some hope there. We feel positive about it right now.
But they stopped short of releasing details.
As we've seen with this project, it can derail pretty quickly, so we don't want to get too excited. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Those in the area say they hope it works out.
I know a lot of people here love that they can walk to the bars, restaurants, and shops.
I think it's a great area for a hotel. I mean, I would think that anyone that came here to stay for any of the events at IMS, that would be for sure the best place to stay.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And the developer has not responded to our calls or messages for comment for months.
The Indianapolis Indians baseball team is the latest sports organization to reconsider its nickname. The team announced today that it will be forming a committee to discuss a name change. The Indians released a statement today that says, in part, quote, "Knowing that the appropriateness of our team name is being questioned, we will be forming a committee to explore it while also gathering community input." It goes on to say, "We are prepared to collaborate with our community and appropriate stakeholders. We understand that our team name has not been endorsed by some, but trust they understand the historic and respectful context in which it has been used over the years. We are committed to engage, listen, and exchange ideas." The team dates back to 1902 and is one of the oldest minor league franchises in professional baseball history. The name is derived from the state of Indiana and the city of Indianapolis. Indiana means land of the Indians. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast, and it's a great day out there for baseball or just about any other outdoor activity. Kevin?
Okay, Mark, I'm in the batter's box. I'm ready for you to throw a fastball, but remember, I'm afraid of the ball.
Curveball headed your way.
Yeah, that's why I quit baseball as a kid. I mean, at one point in my life, I was thinner than the bat, and so you just didn't want to see that thing coming flying at you. Here they are, 1, 2, 3. 3 reasons why today much more comfortable than yesterday. Yesterday's humidity was tropical, not the case today. Temperatures obviously cooler, although still warm, and we enjoyed plenty of sunshine. Afternoon high temperature reached 86 in Indianapolis. It's 85 in Indy, 86 in Bloomington and Lafayette. Everybody close to our average for this time of year, and pretty spotless sky as you look to the north. On the right-hand side of your screen, you see a few fair weather cumulus clouds. Those will fade away. We'll have a clear and comfortable night tonight. No clouds, no rain. I show you the radar just to point out our next best opportunity for thunderstorms will come Thursday, really in the southern half of the state. Comfortably cool tomorrow morning, 62 in Terre Haute, 63 in Peru, Columbus comfortable as well. Indianapolis just a little warmer at 64. Tomorrow, the wind will be more out of the southwest. We'll make a run into the upper 80s. So that is the exception to the below average temperatures that we have throughout the entire 7-day forecast. There are the highs tomorrow, middle to upper 80s, but the humidity lags behind. It won't be as oppressive as it was yesterday. Thursday, our rain opportunities increase. Scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, especially, as I mentioned, in the southern half of the state, but temperatures cooler in the lower 80s, and that is a theme that will repeat Friday through early next week and even beyond the 7-day forecast. Below average temperatures look more likely now. 7 a.m. Thursday, clouds in place. Then as we go through the afternoon, there are your showers and thunderstorms with the chances increasing as you go from Indianapolis to the south. Thursday evening, still isolated shower or thunderstorm. We'll end the work week with an 81-degree high on Friday. That low chance for showers and thunderstorms will be there Friday through early next week. But notice temperatures at times, they'll sit in the upper 70s Saturday and don't reach any higher than really 81 or so early next week. That is a comfortable temperature forecast, and most of us will have at least some rain during this stretch.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, right now the public continues to pay their respects to the late Congressman John Lewis on Capitol Hill. Earlier today, Lewis's casket was moved from inside the Capitol Rotunda to just outside of the top of the stairs leading into the halls of Congress. The public viewing is taking place outdoors for safety reasons due to the pandemic. The civil rights icon was the first black lawmaker to lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda. He died earlier this month at the age of 80 after a 6-month battle with cancer. ABC and RTV6 are also planning live coverage of Lewis's funeral Thursday in Atlanta. Coverage is scheduled to begin around 10:45 in the morning. And it's back to work for the Indianapolis Colts, but it's not the usual training camp we've come to expect. How the team is working to keep the players safe in the coronavirus age. Welcome back. The Colts have started reporting to their training facility for the start of their training camp. Things are very different this summer due to coronavirus. Camp is at the Colts complex, not Grand Park in Westfield. No fans in attendance. Clear partitions have been installed in between individual lockers. All of the staff are wearing masks. Players have all been taking COVID-19 tests over the past several days. They need to have 2 negative COVID tests before they can enter the building. The team is scheduled to get on the field starting August 12th.
Now to baseball, and at 79 years old, Dr. Anthony Fauci has his own rookie baseball card. A graphic artist in Chicago designed 10 baseball trading cards in honor of the nation's top infectious disease expert. David Stokes says he was inspired by Fauci's leadership during the pandemic. Fauci did get his chance on the field, though. He threw out the first pitch last week at the Washington Nationals game. Stokes says he's already sold 100 sets of the cards for $16.50 on Etsy, and he plans to print more.
He seemed like a natural choice to create some art and just to create something to recognize everything that he's doing. I've just ordered another set that seems to be moving pretty well, too. So I'm really touched by the love for Dr. Fauci and for the cards.
Stokes does have some big competition, though. Major trading card companies, Topps, printed its own card of Fauci throwing out the first pitch. It quickly became the best-selling card in the history of the Topps Now. That's a collection of limited edition cards only sold for 24 hours. More than 51,000 cards sold. Wow. A man accused in a police impersonation case is talking to RTV6, and so is the woman who said she is a victim. Both sides of the story next on the news at 5:30.